may begin.
A lot of times I'm driving, there's nothing to do, and I shuffle through the radio before I unglue. There's a lot of red on ways, it's traffic, I'm screwed, and I'm wired a bit different than a regular dude. It's not a bad thing, I embrace it, it's true. The radio don't stimulate brain chemistry fluid. The Buddha found nirvana and the Four Noble Truths. Through a meditative process, right action he proved. For me, I require the use of a tool, a detector, pin, pointer, shovel, and beach scoop. I'm meant to work the dirt with my history crew, but everywhere I look, my interest taboo. Most people choose Bieber over Tippy Canoe. What does a detectorist listen to when the radio is full of bad music and news? I need an alternative for me to peruse. Beyond Sight and Sound gets fantastic reviews. A metal detecting show where my thought bubble brews.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com. Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, the fine print's out of the way, and it's time to roll with the show. We're back and we're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. And as I look into the chat, I see that, it looks like Drew's in. Welcome aboard, Drew. Just with the comment that I see, that has got to be the man himself. Definitely. Naughty Dog Treasures. Shout out to the YouTube channel. I see that Scott's in the house as well. Speaking of YouTube channels, he just launched his. I don't have the link in the description. I don't even have it where I can post it. But if you search YouTube for Treasure Cowboy, or check out Midwest Treasure Hunters, then you'll be able to find the post about his YouTube channel as well. Let's see here. Also, we see that the Bills are in. Jesse, Scotty, Nelson, Mike, the Miss Tam, the talented Miss Tam baking, the pirate, the captain herself, Miss Barb, in the house, probably doing some research. Also, over on Treasure Cowboy on YouTube, Scott released a video just tonight, and I shared it on the Beyond Sight and Sound page, my timeline, the Beyond Sight and Sound group. If you haven't seen that video yet, you've got to go and at least check out the first few minutes of the video. That was a very, very cool find at the beginning of the video. Don't want to give out too many details because I don't want to spoil it for people, but that is a very, very nice find. I've actually got a copy of a limited edition reference book that I may have to pull off the shelf and look and see if that is in there or not. That's an interesting book I've got. It was a limited run. I believe there were only, I want to say, like 100 copies made, but it deals more along the lines of errors and varieties to deal with what was found at the beginning of that video. Kind of an interesting book to flip through as well. Definitely. And, you know, I mean, we all are very interested in errors and varieties of coins. And I'm sure Drew has all sorts of information about that. You've all heard him here on the show before when we've discussed such topics as that. But there are also collector bases for errors and varieties on other things as well, such as tokens, elongated pennies, things of that nature. I'd love to say what the book's called, Drew, but if I do, then that may kind of spoil it for people that go and watch his videos. I know I posted up a photo of it some time back, though. I will see if I can find that photo after the show so that I do, in fact, have the name of the book, and I'll text that to you in a message. Or, who knows, maybe we'll even discuss it a little bit here later into the show, give some people a chance to go peek if they want to duck out for a few minutes. Yeah, it is. It is a small niche. You are correct, Drew. It is a very small niche, but a lot of information. Sometimes people don't realize what they have when they do have an error or some other sort of variety. And speaking of Drew, a while back, many of you know I was the guest on Flash in Your Pan, Ed's live stream. He does a great job over there, him and the guys on YouTube. And at the end of the show, I had actually mentioned, because I knew Drew was going to be the next guest. So I'm glad the order went the way it did, because, man, I'll tell you what, he's a tough act to follow. He really is. He's a good guest, a lot of great information, and just an all-around great guy to talk to. Definitely. So, also, before we get into the links, if you are a member of Metal Detecting Central Illinois Facebook group, you may want to go over and check out the group if you have not been through there in the past couple of days. And if you're not a member, well, you may want to go and see if you can't request to join and get yourself added to the fun. It does look like they are gearing up for another contest. Actually, he may have one running currently. I'm not sure how I'm not sure if the monster contest ended or not. I'm not sure. But they are gearing up for another one. Not sure what Drew's going on in the chat there about now, but let's see. Yeah. Well, you know how it is, Drew. You know what they say. If you can't be good, at least be good at it, right? And those of us that have had the opportunity to interact with Drew, I guess, on a personal level rather than just watching a live stream or listening to a podcast or messaging or anything, knows that with Drew, it's kind of all or none. There is no in between. There's no doing the job halfway or anything like that. He is, well, quite frankly, when it's game on, he's always on it. Doesn't miss a beat, and he'll keep you on your toes. You've definitely got to be. You've got to be sharp. I'll put it that way, because he is witty. That's for sure, no doubt. But like I said, definitely full of information and just an all-around great guy to know and talk to. Matter of fact, I believe the last time we had him on the show, we were discussing the Great American Coin Hunt, that was some interesting information in its own, and that is where we also covered the what was it? I believe 1%. The limited run of West Point quarters that would be put into circulation. Interesting thing with that episode, I believe it was the next afternoon or 2 days after the show. Somebody had actually posted up in the group they had been listening to the show that night, and the next afternoon or 2 days after the show, they had actually found themselves a West Point quarter in pocket change. I want to say it came from I think they found it in a Taco Bell in Minnesota, of all places. I believe it was Minnesota. And let's see, yeah. Drew just confirmed in the chat there, 2 million of each strike. Which sounds like a lot, but really, that's limited. That's limited. Those that do follow the population of coins, especially when it comes to the statehood quarters, the parks and monuments series, things of that nature, the population is quite large. So 2 million is really just a drop in the bucket for what is out there in circulation. And yeah, Drew says he still has yet to see one in change, and I have to agree. I've been watching. I've seen a lot of quarters, but I have not found one in change myself yet either. And I watch it. You know, I watch the pocket change. I watch the currency. I've pulled a couple of star notes out of circulation, some proof coins, and some of the others that they considered the NIFCs, which is not intended for circulation. And I see Barb asking, which coin are we talking about? We're talking about the West Point quarters, Barb. Mentioning the last time Drew was on the show. Can't miss them. They've got a W mint mark on them. Very interesting quarters. Very distinctive as well, once you see that mint mark. You see the mint mark, you know what's going on. Just like the war nickels. You know, when you see the mint mark over the dome of Monticello on a war nickel, you know what's going on. Even if you haven't seen the face of the coin yet to know the date, you already know that is a war nickel. That is the only time that the mint mark was used in the large format over the dome, was during the war years there for World War II. And if I remember correctly, that was kind of a way to easily identify them because they were meant to be pulled back out of circulation after the war, but everybody was noticing their nickels were different, so they started pulling them out ahead of time. In a nutshell. For those that are looking for more information on the West Point Quarter or even the war nickels, Google can be your friend. Google it up, read a little bit, educate yourself. Definitely. Let's see here. Something about sent it here, Mike. Not sure. Okay. So, links in the description. First and foremost, our friends over at Shooters and Prospectors, Chuck Smalley, the man with the plan, the dealer of choice, Extreme Scoops, XP Team USA, Facebook group, website, the Metal Detecting Podcast, every other Friday here on Spreaker. Our friends at DETECTEES.com. Ken, Mark, Darth, Buddy, and the gang doing a great job. Actually, I'm wearing my Beyond Sight and Sound hoodie now. Right. Yeah, good point. Well, and you know, Drew, it is open lines. You're more than welcome to call in and join in with us if you would like to pick up on that discussion. More than happy to cover it. Obviously, for those who may not know, it is open lines tonight, and the number is 419-549-5744. And I'm sure Bill or Barb or someone can drop it in the chat too. Yeah, see, he's quick, man. That guy is on point. It's a good thing I didn't throw the Detectees hoodie over the in-studio cam tonight. But it is starting to get a little chilly. So, figured, well, better go ahead and wear it tonight. Right, they could Google it. Definitely. And like I said, you're certainly more than welcome to call in and talk about it too if you'd like. I know, not the last episode, maybe 2 episodes ago, we did discuss a little bit of another very well-known nickel that I'm sure Drew is quite familiar with, known as the Racketeer nickel. If people have not if people have not heard of the history behind the Racketeer nickel, that is an interesting read. And like we've said with some of the other coinage that we've mentioned, Google can be your friend with that. And if you delve deep enough into it, coincidentally enough, you may even kind of understand a little more of the term of just joshing you. Interesting history, though. Definitely interesting history. And there's, even the war nickels aside, there's a lot of number of counterfeit coins out there to begin with. I mean, that's kind of how we got on the topic the other episode about the Racketeer nickel. Is anymore, China's just flooding the market with the different counterfeit coins. It's to the point now where they're even, which I'm sure Drew and I have covered this before on previous episodes as well, about the slabbed certified coins being counterfeit at times. But we've also covered on there too ways that you can protect yourself, like dealing with a reputable coin dealer, things of that nature, researching the numbers that are on the slabbed coins, different things like that. And I'm sure if you've got any questions like that, usually Drew is more than happy to try and respond to questions when he has time through Facebook. You can find him there, or you can also find him through his Facebook page of Old Time Numismatics. Make sure you get the right one, though. I do believe there are 2 Old Time Numismatics pages on Facebook. One of them, well, like anything else, one of them is the real McCoy, we'll say. And certainly you know when you're dealing with Drew, you can purchase with confidence. I've made a few purchases from him myself. So we've also got the links for Metal Detecting NYC, All Metal Militia, and Ohio Metal Detecting, and the link Welcome to Bob, and the link for the Great Metal Detecting Christmas Giveaway. For kids ages 5 to 15, we are still currently taking donations, and we will continue to take donations up to about the, what was it, I believe the first week or so of December, which we are accepting anything, small items, large items. It doesn't have to be detectors or pinpointers or digging tools. It could be coins, it could be hats, we've had people donate pillowcases. I just sent, well, the pillowcases actually come signed from those who attended Pound the Ground. And I just sent a package down to Barb myself that it had a little bit of a mix of stuff in it. I think there was a magnifier in there, a couple of copper rounds, couple of ball caps, some paracord items, just small little stuff. I mean, kids love to win stuff, and we made a lot of kids happy last year, and we're going to be doing it again this year, second year around. Looks like Mark says that they're going to be sending a package out next week, just filling up, putting them together. Nice. That's what we like to hear. And it looks like we've had quite a bit of activity in the group as well. Definitely. Oh. And it looks like I guess whichever, because one pillowcase was themed for a boy, one for a girl, I guess. Drew did sign them. Among a number of other people as well. So definitely interesting. Nice personal touch, and they did. They looked quite nice. I do have to say that. They did look quite nice. So we do still have the Great Christmas Giveaway going on. For those who were thinking of sending detectors, we have had some questions about whether or not used ones are okay, and they're fine. Well, quite frankly, as long as they work, it's good. And if you are entering into the contests, please make sure, read the posts in the Great Metal Detecting Christmas Giveaway group as far as the rules. It is for kids ages 5 to 15. So when you are entering your child's ages and names, please keep that in mind. It's for kids 5 to 15. And it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. I believe the contests will kick off. Let's see. It's in the group if you are a member of the group. But I believe the contests will run December 13th, 14th, and 15th. If I remember correctly. So be sure and check that out. You can get all of the information right there and get yourself entered There are a few admins for the group, so usually when member requests come in, we do get them added fairly quickly. And they've got plenty of time then, that way they can get themselves, well, their kids, entered into the giveaways, because some, obviously, what is it now? I think not real sure, you've got to be like 18 or something to have your own Facebook account now. So, I mean, just any Facebook account can get in there. You can play for the kids can play for themselves, whatever. Check out the rules. And we'll be covering that, or mentioning it, at least pretty much every episode, up until the time that goes off. So that'll be interesting. Next month, well, yeah, November, I believe, as far as I know, sometime in November, we should have the Fall Field Safety and Medical Awareness Show up and ready to go. We should be able to get that done sometime in November. We've got a few other guests we are starting to line up. Who knows, maybe one of these days before the end of the year or beginning of next year, I don't know. We may even be able to get Drew back on to discuss some coins a little bit, although he's a very, very, very busy guy here lately. Between the Naughty Dog Treasures YouTube channel, Jocelyn doing the Crazy Lamp Lady and Relic Recoverist channels, and all the packages they're shipping out, good grief. Stays very, very busy. So we've got the field safety medical awareness coming up. And I imagine sometime in December, middle of December, we'll probably have a recap or real-time happening of the Great Metal Detecting Christmas giveaway. And after that, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I do believe the way the dates fall this year, we may be running archives for Christmas and New Year's here on Beyond Sight and Sound. I believe both of those fall on Wednesdays this year. So we'll see. Either way, we'll at least have something in place if it is an archive that way for those who are able to tune in. As always, there is still something for folks to listen to. Normally, that's the way we try to roll around here, unless it's some unforeseen natural catastrophe, act of God, or whatever. We are live Wednesdays and Sundays, or we will at least have a show in place. No last minute, sorry folks, no show or anything like that. We do try to have something in place for the listeners. So just mental note, something to keep in mind there. Other than that, here we are, into the month. And interesting things going on. I've seen some people talk in there. It looks like Illinois is getting snow in some form. We're still getting rain, at least here in northwestern Ohio. I believe Bill says that there may be flurries in the air for his part of Ohio. I'm not sure. Hopefully, I mean, we are under a freeze warning. I've heard that we've got some snow coming, possibly. Hopefully we don't. So far, it's just been a nice soaking rain, which we definitely need. I was out the other day. Ground conditions are improving. Unfortunately, the crops are still in the fields, which I'm sure is the case for, well, a number of the rest of us that are dying to get into the fields. We're searching for those fields that are available to us currently and hoping to get into some of them before the big freeze. At least with the soaking rains, the areas that I've been in, the ground conditions are improving, so hopefully I can get back to finding some more Indians. Or, who knows, maybe even some more gold. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, definitely. And it looks like, yeah, Lucky Lou in the house. Welcome aboard. Definitely. Welcome aboard. Which I believe, I'm not real sure. I'll let him mention that in the chat, if he wants to. But I believe he is going to be a guest on an upcoming show next month. I think. I don't know. Maybe I didn't read it right. We'll have to see what's going on. But, yeah, like I said, Lou can definitely mention that in the chat himself if he would like. I think the information's out there already, if I saw it correctly. So we'll see. We'll see. Definitely. Yep. There it is. Lou's got it in the chat, so that should be an interesting show. Obviously, you've heard Lou over on Beyond Sight and Sound. Great guy to talk to. The Copper Slayer, the Coin Licker, Lucky Lou himself. He was also up at Pound the Ground and had himself a good time. Even handed off, I believe it was a couple Standing Liberty quarters to some people who hadn't really found all that much, basically. I never did hear what happened to the, I want to say, I believe it was a silver thimble that he had found. I never did hear what wound up happening to that. Somehow or another, it's MIA. Don't know if, don't know if he, maybe mistakenly threw it in the washer and swallowed it or what. I'm sure he's got it back by now, though, if he had. So we'll see. Who knows? Let's see here. Uh-oh. Looks like Lou may even drop in and talk with us here on the show, too, tonight. The way it appears in the chat, and it does look like he's calling in. I guess. I think I've got him. Let's work him in there. Yeah, we do. How's it going, Lou?
What's going on, man?
Not a
with
whole
the
lot.
chat, I'll just call you.
There you go. There you go. So, since we've got you calling in, what happened to the thimble?
What thimble? Oh, I don't know. I lost it. I think it's back out in one of the fields somewhere. Or it could have been in the trunk of the white Mustang that we drove up in.
Oh man! Because that was. Am I correct? That was a silver thimble.
No, it was just it wasn't crushed though or anything. It was just a old thimble found out in the field, and I have no idea where it went though.
Well, either way,
I've never actually lost anything though in 8 years of digging. That's the first item that I've actually lost. So I lost part of my brain at Pound the Ground too. So I mean,
well,
that was a weekend of just complete fun.
I think you probably weren't the only one that lost part of their mind there.
Yeah, my voice took 2 weeks to come back after that, so no more Pound the Ground.
Right. I don't know. Drew's never necessarily been quite right to begin with, so I don't think people would have noticed a change from him after Pound the Ground.
Yeah, so I am going to be on Digging with Maddie, though, the Monday before Turkey Day, and to get everybody into the holiday spirit, I'm going to give away at 100 viewing, I'm going to give away silver. I'm not going to say what, but it's going to be silver, and it's all coinage. But and then at 150 people viewing, I'm going to give away even more silver. And then if we can get it to 200 people viewing, I'm going to give away something, little bit of gold.
Wow.
And so it's going to be a silver and gold, silver and gold. So yeah, try to get everybody into the holiday spirit. So if you see that on Facebook, share away, and let's see if we can get 200 people on Digging with Maddie, because the most I think I've ever seen is like 120 something, and so I always share it to like 10, 12 different groups every Monday that I catch it, and so it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just gonna talk about metal detecting, and you know, I don't really like with you. I don't have anything to plug. I am up to, I think, 21 subscribers, however, on my no video YouTube. My daughter's actually offered to make me a video. They said, just give us all the videos you want to send. Just send us all the videos you want in your first video, and we'll make you one, Dad. And I was like, well, I might have to have you do that.
Hey,
and then,
there you go.
Then Steph offered to make me an intro. So. You know,
oh well, untapped
I
resources. You should take her up on that.
I might, eventually, maybe my New Year's resolution. I don't ever make them, so maybe it could be to make a video.
Hey, you're already doing better than I was. I probably had like a dozen videos up or so before I had 21 subscribers.
Yeah, it's just all the anticipation, They just want to see me licking coins. Sergeant Sean down south was licking a silver coin today. He was mentioning me in his video. I was very, very proud that he cleaned it properly.
had to give old Licky Lou a shout out, huh?
Yeah. And he was spitting and spitting and spitting. And he was like, I love it. It's just awesome. So.
Well, there you go. Well, hopefully, I mean, for your neck of the woods, hopefully you don't have to worry about the big freeze anytime soon.
No, it's we're getting like an inch of rain tomorrow. It's going to be a fun night trick or treating. But yeah, no. Last year the fields froze. I want to say like it was this end of December, beginning of January. There was sections where you could and couldn't dig in the fields. And it was cold last Thanksgiving. It was -4 because I was putting up Christmas lights, and it was -4 outside.
Wow.
On Thanksgiving last year. Yeah, it was freezing. And so hopefully that doesn't happen this year. Hopefully it'll stay thawed in the fields for a little while, and then go into the woods for a month before I can't dig in the woods.
Well, if it trends your direction, I know we're supposed to get something like 3 inches of rain from today and tomorrow. So far, though, it's nothing torrential. It's just a nice soaking rain, so the ground conditions ought to be great for those coppers.
Yep. No, man. Heck with the coppers, man. You don't need. We need some draped silver. Okay.
Well,
maybe a little flowing hair silver. Let's get some. Coppers. I found last 3 coppers I found were all KGs. I'm up to 77. Lucky 77.
I was going to say, what are we up to now for the year?
Yep, 77. I got 2 last Saturday, and then 1 on a little half-hour mini hunt during last week. But we're setting the clocks back this weekend, so weekday hunting is going to be obsolete, more or less.
Ouch.
So gonna be hard. Unless I get done a job early, I ain't gonna be doing no digging during the week. I actually want to protest and not set my clocks back ever, so that I can have a little bit of daylight still.
Right? Yeah, I want to be able to at least let's at least get the half-hour dig in.
Yep. No, that ain't happening. I live, we're in the eastern part of the Eastern time zone, basically, and so it's pitch black out here when we set the clocks back by 4:30, 5 o'clock. Come another week, few weeks. So
Wow.
But if I get done a job early, then I'll be going out digging. So
there you go. There you
yeah,
go.
we're gonna be me and Steph and Dig Dug are all going out Saturday. It's gonna be an epic day of fun.
Well, then that ought to be interesting. I'm sure we'll see an upcoming episode from Steph, maybe one from Doug that'll even show all the fun that everybody's having. Exactly. He's doing pretty good with his channel too.
Yeah. I like me some Doug in a minute.
Yeah.
Of
course, Steph's she's really fantastic. Covering ground with hers.
Yeah, she does a real good editing job too, and it's just all the info that she puts into her videos and stuff like that. I mean, they're really well done compared to others I've watched. Right. But I don't subscribe to too many YouTube videos because I don't really go on YouTube that much. But
right, who's got time for watching videos when you're out digging?
Yeah, well, yeah, winter's coming. Catch up on all those videos.
Right, yeah, that's a good way to pass the time for sure.
Yeah,
that would work.
Yeah, so
nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I think this winter I'll probably be doing more research and getting some better quality photos of some tokens that people have wanted me to post up, contribute to the token database.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hitting up a 1770s permission this Saturday, and it's where Steph found that New York copper, and I got that big hunk in gold ring, and Doug found a Mass State copper, but that was all in like regular mowed yard grass. There was 2 huge fields that were like 2 feet long or whatever, and the guy had said they probably wouldn't be doing anything till next spring, early summer, as far as mowing it. Well, I just happened to drive over there last Saturday at like 1 o'clock. I only had a couple hours to dig, and I pulled in, and it was all mowed. So I swung for a couple hours, and I found that the 2 shoe buckle, the complete shoe buckle, another shoe buckle frame with a chape, 2 kgs, all in just a small area of some of that mowed long stuff. So we're going to go smash it up.
And this is the location where you had, what if I remember right before that gold ring, you had dug a gold pull tab or something and was messing with Steph and then hit the ring the next cigarette.
Yeah. I think last week's video was of that actually, that she just threw up on YouTube. It was last week. There was a lot of foghorns going off in that video.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, well, I am a sailor, so no.
Hey, it was a very, very nice find, though. I mean, I remember you posting up photos of that ring. That was awesome.
Yeah. So there should be some more gloriousness there, that's for sure. We'll see Saturday evening if we post anything cool. I'm hoping for some early American silver. That's what I'm hoping for. I found 7 Spanish silvers this year. I'm dying to find a capped or a draped silver. I don't care what denomination it is, but or a Stand and Liberty quarter.
Right, since you're giving them away.
Well, you mentioned that. That was in the seeded hunt. I found a couple Morgan dollars and a couple Stand Liberties and V-nickel and I was walking around and I seen this little kid, he probably 10, 12 years old or whatever, and I asked him what he found, and he said, I found an Indian head, and I said that's all you found, man? He's like, yeah. So I said, yeah, you can have this, and I gave him one of the Stand Liberties I found, and he was happier than pig and poo,
Oh yeah, I'll bet. I saw the post about it. Very cool of you to do.
And then there was another little boy walking around, and all he had found was a V-nickel, so I gave him one and made his day, and it put a smile on both their faces, so put a smile on mine.
There you go. Hey, At least you still had fun. That's the important part. That's like I've told people here on the show before, when it comes to these organized events, sometimes people get a little discouraged because it's not quite what they expected, or they would have thought that they would have found more or something like that, but they're kind of missing the point. I mean, with these organized events, diggers make the memories.
Yeah, listen, I talked to so many people at that place. It was just crazy, and yeah, like I went there not even expecting to find anything. I mean, if you keep your expectations low, then when you find anything, it's cool.
Exactly.
There was a lot of people though that were expecting to find, like 1 million coppers or what have you, and stuff. And there were certain areas where people were finding, coppers and stuff like that. But
right. But when you put that many people on a piece of ground, though, I mean, let's face it, next to everybody splitting up a horde or something, there's some people are going to walk out with very few finds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I went out swinging with Ringy and Carlotta, and for I don't know, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. It was freaking just awesome fun. And she found a wicked cool. It was like a 1792 token, and so that was awesome. She was stoked.
Understandably so. I would be too. Especially that old for a token. I mean, I love the old tokens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was 1792. So yeah, no, the fun times and the memories of doing it and everything. I mean, it's a good thing it was only 3 days long with the meet and greet, because it was much longer than that. I don't know, man. Me and Doug might have been lost on Pluto.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely some interesting things up there. I know. Sunday we had Todd on the show, and he was actually talking about coming up to the Noctamacro field where they had all the nickels buried. Find the little gold bar and win a simplex, I think is what it was. And he had walked up to it just as it was ending, and come to find out apparently the person that had found the piece of gold was using an XP Deus, and got a little chuckle out of it when they saw Todd standing there and showed him what program they were using. They were actually using his program when they found that.
That's awesome. That is so awesome.
Right.
Yeah, Todd, yeah, I remember I wanted to hop on into that, and I totally missed it. I'm going to have to re-listen to it.
Yeah.
I like Todd. He's a good guy.
Yes, he is. Always a great guest on the show, and just a wealth of information.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was chatting with him for a bit at Pound of Ground and stuff, and I definitely appreciate all his knowledge and stuff.
Right. Oh, and I see Scott correcting me in the chat. Apparently, it was a gold coin. Okay. I thought it was. I thought it was a gold coin. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually chatting with her when she had it in her pocket, but on the Friday, and I think it was an 1852 $1 gold coin.
Nice.
In their test area, they actually had a seeded 20-cent piece buried in the ground. I almost dug it up and took it. That was in their test area. I'm like, why do you guys have a seeded 20-cent piece in the ground? I'm like, you can't do that.
Right, something's just so not fair about that.
Yeah, like I don't think I know anybody who's ever found a 20-cent piece, and I'm just like, can I just have it? Like, I just want to dig it up and like keep it.
Right, can I at least just look at it? Those are tough.
They said, yeah, you can. I asked that, and they said, yeah, there's a picture of it on the stick right there.
Right. Yeah, the field that you could take the simplex through and see how well it hit on everything. I'll tell you what, Scott did a great go live with that. Because obviously I wasn't at Pound the Ground. I was juggling doctor's appointments. But Scott did a great go live of that kind of simplex test field. And man, from what I saw of the video, that simplex is going to be an awesome machine.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell the tale to be told.
Exactly. Which, I've seen. Well, I'm sure you probably have too. Speaking of how some people come away from organized events a little unhappy sometimes, it seems like there's even some people that are griping and complaining that the release of the simplex was kind of delayed. But come on, people. I mean, this is
in Europe or something, but it's not over here yet.
Well, it'll be shipping in the U.S.
Patience is a virtue.
Right, it'll be shipping in the U.S. anytime. Actually, I think the distributors are starting to get them now. But this is a small delay compared to what we've seen in the past, say from like Garrett or MineLab or anything like that. People waiting to get the units into their hands. And realistically, I would so much rather prefer that a company delays the release of a product as long as they're making sure things are right and they're releasing a quality product. So kudos to Note to Macro on holding their ground and not releasing it too early.
Yeah. I won't be buying one, but
well, you're an AT Pro guy.
I like my AT Pro, sorry.
Right, exactly. You're an AT Pro guy. I don't think anything's going to get you off of that machine.
No, I definitely I'm in love with that detector, and I don't need any other one. I mean, I guess if I got another detector somehow, it could be a good backup, and I could get rid of the Ace 400. But that's about the only way I'd use another detector is if the AT Pro broke and I had to get it fixed.
It's been very good to you. You've made quite a number of very nice finds with it.
Yeah, and I just got it in March. So
wow.
I'm still breaking a red.
Well, and that's the important thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it shouldn't necessarily matter what brand you're swinging. You're still out there looking for the history, and you're finding what works for you. I mean, in your case, if it's the AT Pro, that's great.
Yep, and I don't care what anybody swings, whatever's comfortable, easy for someone to use, etc. It's not. I don't do hype or anything like that of new products or
right.
Just I don't
get a machine
to have
that works.
Everything and.
Get a machine that works for you and get out there and try to find something with it.
Yeah, well, since I put that little 5x8 coil on there, it's like a whole new world. Last couple months or whatever, I go out in fields with a 5x8 coil.
Yeah, great target separation. Still very good depth on the AT Pros with the 5x8, and great, especially in, say, a cornfield scenario.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was the first one. Was at Pound the Ground, and the stalks they were pretty long. But, yeah, I mean, I still found a couple Indian heads out in the cornfield. So.
Nice.
But I just like it. It picks up, I swear it picks up, like, I found 3 half reals with my 5x8 coil over Copper Hill where, I don't know if they're on edge. I know one of them was on it. The 1 real I found was about 7 inches deep on edge. And I know I went over where it was with the stock coil, and whether there was iron next to it or what have you, it just didn't pick it up. And with that little one, it was just the sweetest sounding high tone.
Yeah.
And, when I dug it, it was just
It could have been masked. Plus, when when you're going with larger coils, sometimes you're losing sensitivity to smaller targets, and 7 inches deep on edge, that's a small target.
Yeah. I mean, I've dug stuff, 9 inches deep with that little coil.
Oh yeah.
It was killer. I found this chunk of copper. It was no bigger than like a copper coin, and it was thinner, and it was 9 inches deep, and I was heartbroken. It was the sweetest, softest, faint high tone, and I got so excited, and I dug it up, and I'm like, oh, you suck. That would just figure.
I have seen people dig targets with that little 5x8 coil on the AT Pro, where I walk by them and I'm like, what are you doing there? You trying to find a new route to China or what? I'm going to hang out here for a minute because it's going to take 2 of us to fill that hole back in. That's a crater. And sure enough, they get down there to the bottom and they kick a target out of the hole, and it's how does that little coil hear that? But that's great. Great depth with that 5x8 coil.
And I don't have the Garrett 5x8. I have the SEF Tech Butterfly 5x8, and that's what MetalDetectors.com. When I bought the AT Pro, it came with that for free, and like a bundle. And so, even like Tim and KG were like, what 5x8 coil is that? Because they both had the elongated 5x8 coil that that Garrett makes, and and I'm like, I got a different looking one than you, But I mean, the thing's rocking though, and I compared to the double D coil over the SEF, I think they're relatively the same. They say the SEF is supposedly better, whatever. But I got a huge 12x15 DTEC, and for the Ace 400, and I mean that thing's slamming. It's heavy though, but it's definitely it's an awesome coil. You just have to have Popeye arms.
DTEC makes some great coils. So I've used the Ultimate 13 and the the 8x6 6x8 Butterfly on the E-Track, and those are both awesome coils for it, for that machine. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily swing the E-Track anymore, but I haven't had the stock coil on that machine in years. It's always had a DTEC coil on it. Great coils.
Yep, I can't complain, that's for sure.
No, not at all. And very well priced. I mean, if people are looking for an aftermarket coil, they do. They make some great coils at a great price too. They're not really all that expensive. I think I think that Butterfly coil, the little one, I think I only paid maybe $125 for.
Yeah, I was gonna say somewhere around there, I believe is what they are. But I mean, the pinpointing on them's awesome. I don't know if it's the Butterfly coil itself or whatever, but it's so easy to pinpoint with that damn thing. I've been digging like 5 or 6 inch round circles to dig my targets. So I don't even make big holes anymore.
No, they really are spot on with the pinpointing, even with the 13-inch coil.
Yep. So I'll be going to Penguin Dig. That'll be fun in February. I think it's on Leap Day, the 29th, I believe, is what it is this year. And then we got a meet on the ground coming up in Rhode Island in April. I think it's the first weekend in April. So that'll be fun.
I knew the Penguin Dig was coming up, but I hadn't, maybe I missed the post. I hadn't seen Doug post anything about it yet.
No. Yeah, I don't think he's posted anything. He mentioned it in a couple comments, just on people's posts or whatever. He mentioned it a couple times. But I believe that's what the day is, though. He doesn't want to hype it. So I didn't say that.
Right. Okay. So we didn't hear it here.
No, you didn't hear it here first. No. No, but just, and then the bone dig. I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to it or not. I might go for a 1-day thing again this year. But that's the end of April.
Right.
So,
Well,
few events looking forward to already next year.
hey, it worked out well for you this year, because if I remember right, isn't that where you met Steph?
That's where I met, I carpooled with Doug. He thought I was an old man when he was coming to pick me up, and lo and behold, I'm literally like 2 months older than him. And then I met Steph, I met Kendall, I met a ton of people. I met Aaron, I met Laura Schooley, I met KG and Rangy. I met so many people at that event. But yeah, I did go out and spent a couple hours digging with Steph and Laura out in the woods at the cellar hole and stuff, and we had a good time. And I think Allison was out there as well, if I recall. I believe she was out there because she took pictures for the American Diggers. That's Allison, right? I got everybody confused.
I'm not sure who would have been there for that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've had so many people that it was hard to remember people's names,
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, that led to a absolutely fantastic, spring, summer, and fall of digging with and getting to know all those people,
Yeah, I mean, you've been having a blast so far with them. It's like you kind of hooked up with them and never looked back.
Yep, that's what you got to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No regret.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually trying to get a little group hunt thing going in the middle of November. Few guys from Western Mass are gonna make the trek out to Central Mass and stuff, and probably get like 9 to 10 people together. So
nice.
that'll be a fun day.
Yeah, definitely. And with you heading it up like that, I'm sure you'll have a great piece of property scoped out for them.
Yeah, I just got a 300-acre permission. I don't even know if I don't know if there's anything on it or not. It's I know the house is only from 1870s, 1880s, something like that. But I mean, you never know.
Exactly, you never know.
There's a lot of land to cover.
Right. I've got a farm permission that dates back to like the 1880s. It's a 40-acre permission, and some of the stuff that's shown up, I mean, there doesn't seem like there were ever any buildings or anything there prior to, say, 1880. But we've seen King George coppers come out of the fields.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, really, you're predating the property by 100 years. Wow.
Well, when those trees were all cut down, they were carrying around KGs.
Right. Somebody had to cut them down.
That's where you got. Yeah, somebody cleared that field, and it probably wasn't in the 1880s. It was probably
exactly.
a field for far long before that. So, I mean,
right.
Even though there wasn't a house there, it could have easily been a farm field for a long time.
Right. Well, and you figure way back when, originally, our area here in Ohio was swampland, so somebody had to develop it.
Well, Rufus Putnam moved out there with 40 people from the Revolutionary War and bought 3 million acres in Ohio.
Hey, that's right. You and I had that conversation about a Massachusetts copper I've seen come up out here.
Yep. So, I mean, that's, he definitely expanded out, and they went out there and started that whole entire. I mean, that was late, 1780 something, I think, is when he went out there. So definitely could find some nice colonial stuff out there.
Exactly.
Gotta be in the right place.
Right. Yeah, it does turn up here in Ohio. We do find the colonial. We do find the reals and the earlier U.S. coinage. They may not come up real often sometimes, but they are still out there to find. You just got to get get out there looking for them, get your coil over them. Interesting history, though, for sure. Definitely interesting history.
Yeah, if you ever get to Marietta, Ohio, you definitely have to go check out the Rufus Putnam Museum out there. I guess the museum was built around his house, but it's in Marietta, Ohio.
Right. If I ever get that direction, I'm going to have to look that up sometime. It's a little ways from me, but you never know. I mean, heck, half the time I don't even know where I'm going to turn up next.
All right, I'm going to let you go.
All right.
We won't tackle till 9:45 this evening.
Right. Well, before you go, make sure and let everybody know again about your upcoming appearance on Digging with Maddie.
Yep. You can watch me laugh and giggle on Digging with Maddie, November 24th, Monday before Thanksgiving. Be giving away some silver and gold.
Right. Well, if I'm around and I'm able to catch it live, I'll have to make sure and drop in, show my support, and share it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Maddie, he just made an event for every single guest he's got coming up through like the first week of January or something like that. So there's actually an event you can click on, interested or going, and you can share them away and everything for all the different guests. I think Steph's going to be on in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I saw that too. And they can find all of those events on the Digging with Maddie group. Yep,
exactly. So
nice.
So,
well,
hey, you
good.
Have a fun, lovely evening, and it was fun chatting with you. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Good hearing from you again, and good luck on the show. I'll make sure and try to tune in myself.
All right, sounds good, man.
You too. We'll see you. Thanks for the call.
Later.
Well, so we got to hear a little bit there from Lou. Definitely nice to hear from him again. Man, the guy is him and Kendall both, they're just tearing it up with coppers this year. Good grief. It just goes to show, though, for people that think that, there's nothing out there to find, everything's hunted out. No, absolutely not. It doesn't matter how many of us are out there looking. We're not going to find it all. We're not even going to scratch the surface. That's kind of the great thing that we see here with the newer machines that come out, the newer coils, things like that. I mean, right now, one of the hotter topics is the Simplex. Simplicity at its finest. It looks like it's going to be a great machine. Which I guess now is as good a time as any to mention, we will be having Scott on the show in the near future. We're just kind of waiting for him to get a little more time in with that Simplex, because we definitely want to hear about the Simplex. I know there's a lot of you inquiring people out there that want to know, as do I. And Scott's going to be a great source to get that information from. He's been out with it. He's been tearing it up with it. I mean, the guy, between the Amphibio and the Simplex, the guy has just been tearing things up and making some great finds. And now with the launch of the Treasure Cowboy YouTube channel as well, continued success. Definitely. He's doing things the right way. He's keeping things positive. That's what we like to see. And at least I, especially, like seeing some of the finds that he's making. Man, that video tonight, like I said, if you guys and gals have not seen that video tonight that he released, go over to his YouTube channel. Maybe somebody can even drop the link in the chat or something. And check that video out. That the first find in the video, just very, very unique. I'll put it that way. It's not something that you would normally. It's not something that you normally see, nor is it something that you would normally expect to dig. I'm sure he did not expect to dig it either. But very, very cool find. Congratulations and kudos to him. That was very, very awesome. I subscribed to him myself earlier tonight when I found out he had the channel launched, and also made sure to share that video around. So if you can't find the YouTube channel, if you're not a member of Midwest Treasure Hunter and didn't see the post there or whatever, you can always check out the Beyond Sight and Sound page in the Beyond Sight and Sound group, or even my timeline, and you'll be able to find the video there, and subsequently be able to find his YouTube channel as well. When you get over there, subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you do get those notifications when new videos are released. As a matter of fact, I had just subscribed and turned on the notification bell, and I believe it was maybe 10 minutes later or something, I had the notification that he had uploaded a new video. So I had gotten in there right before he published that video. I believe at that point, actually, I was subscriber number 20, if I remember correctly. So the channel is still small, but that by no means relates to the content that we'll be seeing there, or the finds or anything like that. I think it's definitely going to grow as long as he continues doing what he's doing. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. That's all I can say. For us, it is rainy here in Ohio. It is a little dreary. It is a little chilly. Hopefully, I can get back out again and dig, I don't know. It looks like the weather will clear up again for us maybe the beginning of the week, and I can get out and check those ground conditions again. We'll see what's going on. Hopefully, I can find something worth posting up. Nobody wants to see just your common clad coins or anything, so I've been laying low on the posting a little bit, but hey, you never know. Every target that you dig up is another one recovered. You never know when that next good find is going to come up. It's like Christmas, you know. Every signal is a gift. Of course, maybe you get the lump of coal. Maybe you get the nice gift. Who knows? For us, though, I think we are going to make it an early night tonight. Had a few messages come in that I'm going to have to juggle after the show. And we'll see what happens with everything else. Until the next time, if you enjoyed the show, make sure and throw us a like right here. You can follow us on Spreaker, Facebook, many of the wonderful podcast distribution services, the Ohio Metal Detecting YouTube channel, the Dirt Pirates Detecting Facebook group, Beyond Sight and Sound Ohio Relic Hunter, Metal Detecting Central Illinois, Midwest Treasure Hunter, Detecting the Heartland. The list just goes on and on and on. Join us on one of them, all of them, or none of them. The choice is entirely up to you, but until the next time, get out there and try to find something if you can. Post up those pictures. You know how we love to see them. Have a wonderful evening, folks. We're out of here.